get that 6 and that 3?
The reason how I got the 3 is because it said first 3 acts.
The first 3 acts. So here, as a math student, I'm just looking for numbers. But guess what? What do we see here, Zion? We saw it in a word form. So the first 3 acts have what? 6 students in each of the first 3 acts. This is August. I'm going to label it here. This is the first act, the second act, and the third act. Prince, does that clarify a little bit? There's a whole lot. There's at least 5 numbers in this question. Zion, you definitely picked out one of those situations. There we go, right here. Where's this? Thumbs up if this is now making sense. Where that 6 and that 3. 6 students in each of the first 3 acts. What's the next situation? Now you see it? This is where that math and that reading stuff kind of come together. Where's the second situation? Go ahead and reread the problem, see if you can figure out the second, and then I'll give you guys a chance. Reread it. Just a second. We're gonna hurry. We're gonna work on this one first. Okay? Where's the second situation, Aja? There are 4 students in each of the last 2 acts. How many students play drums in all? There's a whole lot of writing there. So we had to break this apart. A bar model, you could have put this together. August, if you wanted to put it together, you could have. You could have said, well, here's the first 3 acts. Here's the last 2 acts. Okay? You could have combined them together, but I like how you broke it up. Here's the first part, here's the second part. Dewan, you said you have another strategy?
Well, it's not the bar model.
That's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. We are just trying this. We are just trying to explore what's going on. Avery, do you have a question or do you have a strategy? Yeah.
Can I hear it?
Why is that important that we need to include that? They put that in there for a reason. What if somebody was in 2 acts? That would, because it says how many students in all. Okay, so you may want to think through.
And then there's 4 students in the last 2 acts.
By the way, there's more than one right way to solve this problem.
So what I did is I did 6 times 3, which got me to 18. And then I did 4 times 2, which got me to 8. And I got 26.
26 what?
Students in all.
So we use the bar model, we just didn't find the total. And you know what? But that visualized it. That's one of those models. That's why we spent so much time using that model, because it helps us. Let's go back and look at our I can statement. I'm just throwing this out there. It says I can write an equation to solve a multi-step problem. You can work with the people in your table group. Who can write an equation to represent this? Write it down on your paper. Try your best. You see some numbers on there. Go back to what we're doing today. I can write an equation. Try it on your, let me see what you got.
What's 6 plus 3?
Interesting. You did that too? Huh, interesting. We got some takers. Do you have an equation?
Yeah.
So how do you know what to do first?
Because it says the first.
So what can we do to, so one equation should just be one line. So what's it going to be? How are you going to make it one line?
Put it together.
Put it together. So how would you show it to put it together? So you want to show that you're multiplying, and then you also have to add those. How can you show that in one line? What do we got, ladies? This is where that reading part really makes it challenging, isn't it? Like there's a lot in here. All right. Lauren, go ahead and write it up on the board. Aja, you can help her. 2 of you, go for it. This is what's challenging about math is you got to think differently sometimes. Some of you guys are shape figures, which you shape thinkers. Some of you are number thinkers. An equation, what does an equation have to have?
Numbers. It has to have factors.
It has to have an
Equal sign.
equal sign. For it to be an equation, it has to have an equal sign.
Also, it has to have clutters.
Because they have two numbers.
Wait. Don't add anything yet. Just put your equation on. I need an equal sign and tell me what it equals. As a learner, sometimes writing the equation is the hardest part. Okay, if you don't have this, write it down, and then I'm going to ask you girls to lead us in a discussion real quick. If you do not have that on your paper, write it down. No, just write it down here. It's okay. That's your thinking. You want to leave your thinking on your paper. What in the world did you guys put it? Because I'm seeing numbers, I'm seeing multiplying, I'm seeing a plus. What are these thingies called?
Parentheses.
They're called parentheses. Why did you put them in your problem?
We put them because there's two different ones, and instead of putting them all just next to each other, you want to try and separate them so you can do each question.
If you do not have exactly what they wrote down, you need to write that down. What is that telling me to do first?
So the parentheses are telling you to do like this one, try to do and get the answer, and get that answer, and then if you're adding, you get the answer.
So do you have to multiply first before you start adding stuff together?
Yes.
That's what the parentheses tell you. I gotta do that first. It's like kind of like the hug around it. I gotta do the hug first. When you get to 5th grade, you'll be doing order of operations, where you're gonna see a whole lot more than this. If we don't have those, so it's telling us 6 times 3. A lot of you got that. Plus then 2 times 4. Then you would multiply, and then you add them together. But this is building on what's there. This is a multi-step problem because you actually have to do how many things in this question? You have to multiply, then you gotta add. That's 3 steps.